is Liz from Costumecrazed, and today I'm going to work on making a turn-of-the-century costume for the musical Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. My sister is doing this production, and I'm going to help her out with some costumes, so we're going to be seeing some different things coming up. This, originally I thought they were setting the show in about 1910, 1912, and so when I found this Mother of the Bride outfit, I was really excited because it has that nice straight column look and even kind of this open neck, and I thought I was just going to have to add some trim, maybe cut this off, add an underskirt, and I was going to be good to go. And then I talked to my sister, and really the show is going to be set more 1900 to 1908, so we're going to look for a little different shape, but I think I'm going to be able to make this outfit work. To help me out, I'm going to be using this butterick pattern for inspiration. It has the puffed leg of mutton shaped sleeves, and that's what I'm going to need to kind of give this look that we need here. The other thing that I'm going to be using to supplement is this ruffled bedskirt that I found. I like it because it has that pink, which coordinates with the pink of the suit, and has a lot of pre-made ruffles, which I'm going to use for the skirt in the back. When I look at this jacket and I think about this project, some of the things that I like are, I like this nice collar detail. The sleeves are 3/4 length, and I'm going to need sleeves that are long, so I'm going to have to supplement the fabric somehow. I also am going to want puffier sleeves. Probably I'm going to take these sleeves out of here. They are unlined, but they do have a cuff, and then I'm going to decide how to use some of that contrasting fabric, either for the puff or for the lower sleeve, and then use the sleeves for the rest of it. For the collar, you'll note that it kind of extends over the sleeve, and if we want that puffy sleeve, that's going to get in the way. So I'm going to have to do something to adjust this collar. There are a couple things I could do. I could pull this jacket up and take a little bit of fabric out of the back here. I also could put some pleats in this collar somehow, or some detailing to pull it up. Something that inspired me just recently when I was putting this garment on here is that if I kind of pull this a little different and move it, because of that double-breastedness, I actually have quite a bit of extra fabric here, and to give me that kind of longer silhouette, I may end up kind of doing some pleating in here, which is going to give me a nice peplum look, and then just make a fastener that's going to close this jacket here, and then work with this collar to kind of reshape this jacket. So I've got some things to think about, and decide how I'm going to make this jacket look a little more turn of the century. The dress underneath is basically just a shift dress with some straps. This is a size 16, and I think I'm going to leave it a little bit larger size. I could easily make this smaller with a waistband, putting some gathers, taking some tucks, taking some fabric out of the back. I think I'm going to want some sort of a waistband, so that it will have more of a dress look if you wore it separately. So whether I use some contrasting fabric or try to pull some pink fabric out of here, I'm not sure. The dress is fully lined, which is always a bonus, because while this is a thinner satiny fabric, it does match. So this gives me a source of matching fabric that I can pull from out from under here. I want ruffles in the back to give it kind of more that gourd shape with a small train. And so what I'm thinking is that I'm going to pull some fabric out of the back of this skirt, and I'm considering making some gores and putting them into the side seams here to give my dress just a little bit more A-line shape. I haven't decided on that. It's probably going to depend on what it looks like when I get that far. But this is how I look at a garment to begin with, and kind of come up with at least a thought about what I'm going to do. And now I'm going to start working on the project.
Here's a brief description of the project. For more detailed information, check out my blog at Costumecrazed.me. I began at the center back. I traced a shape onto the center back that removed part of the hem and went up slightly below the zipper. I took the pieces out of the center back and made as large a wedge as I could. It wasn't on grain, but I made it work. I inserted those wedges into the side seams so that the skirt was a little wider than it originally was. I added some horsehair braid around the bottom of my newly shaped overskirt. This is the overskirt as it looks with some lace trim, and it's shown over the lining here. The next thing I did was take some scrap fabric and cut a new base for the ruffle. I drew my stitching lines on with a pen so that I'd know where to add the ruffles on the back. Here it is with one ruffle shown, so I have just a little bit of a train back there. Here it is with the 3 ruffles sewn on, and then I also shaped the back a little bit. And here's a view from the back. Okay, now we're going to move on to the jacket. I began by taking the sleeves out of the jacket, and then I reshaped them to be the lower part of my sleeve. I used a pattern and I cut the puffs for the top of the sleeve, and I lined these with petticoat net. After gathering and pleating, I inserted them into the old arm's eye. Here is the jacket at this point. It's hanging kind of loose, and I wanted it to be shaped better. Remember when I talked about pleats and tucks? I added some tucks to the front along the seams that were already in the jacket, and then I did the same thing along the back seam. So you can see I'm forming a little bit of a peplum there. I also added a pleat down the center back, which again is going to give me some shaping, and then it gives me that nice peplum look on the back. I did a little bit of modification on a thrifted blouse, and I added it to my outfit, and this is how we looked at this point. Overall, I'm fairly happy with this. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. I made a little reticule using fabric scraps, some matching lace, and a little bit of fringe. And then I put some petticoat net under the ruffles so that they stand out a little bit and have a little more body than it did. And this is where I am with my outfit. I like how the reticule kind of connects the sleeves with the skirt, and I thought it was disjointed. You remember originally I talked about changing the shape of the collar? Well, I really was not successful in that. I wanted to make it smaller, but no matter how I folded it, it just didn't work. I think making the pleat in the center back did pull it up enough that it works with the sleeves. This costume was used in a recent production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I think that it really turned out well and looks good on stage. If you enjoyed this video, please join me at Costumecrazed.me, and don't forget to like and follow. Thanks for watching.